102.9 KBLX, the Bay's #1 for R&B. It's Sterling James as we continue to pay tribute to Prince, the man, the legend, the tortured icon that he was. The first is just trying to, whoa, wait. This is a rumor. This is controversy. This is not happening. This is not real. But then you're remembering he's been ill. He had the flu in Atlanta, and then he was on the plane that had to touch down for. And then you don't, being in this job, remembering Michael Jackson, you don't want to give the misinformation, but you also want to be on top of it. You want to make sure you're giving your listeners, our family, the fans, information as quickly as possible. But as a fan myself, I'm crying and I want to crawl under the table and I want to call my mom and I want to call my friends that I've traveled the world with to see him. I've seen him like 40 different times. I just met him recently.
Tell me about that.
It was a pleasure. It was surreal. He had just done the 2 shows at the Paramount in Oakland, his piano and a microphone tour. And then he did the after party at 1015 Folsom. And he was there. And I said hi. And we talked about rhythm and music. And it was just a moment of he gave me a quick gratuitous moment and I took it. And it was Prince. And he was coy and silly and then he was gone. And
he didn't offer to make you pancakes?
He didn't offer to make me pancakes, but I would have taken him on one-on-one in some basketball. We could have done some hoops. We could have talked about Anne Rice and vampires. We could have talked shoes. We could have talked lace. We could have talked mascara. There's so many things I would have loved to have talked to him about, and I would have loved for my daughter to go see him. She's only 4 years old, and now she's not going to get a chance to see him, and that hurts. But
How are your listeners taking it? What are you?
I think everybody's still kind of in shock right now. Everybody's going from the initial shock and tears and trying to catch their breath to now nostalgia. Where I was the first time I heard Purple Rain, first time I saw him in concert, people beating themselves up that they never saw him in concert because he was impossible to get tickets to unless you really, really tried. And you stayed in line and in the rain for 6 hours at 5 o'clock in the morning. But he was worth it. He was worth all of that. He was the ultimate showman and the ultimate tease. And I think his fans would have done anything for him. I know I would. I would have protected him from this if I could have. I would have thrown up that purple fan shield if I could have,
Is there anything you want to make sure you say? You've already...
He pinpointed so many different times in our lives, depending on when you were born, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the millennium, now, today, still touring, still playing. And I remember doing our tributes today, Dearly Beloved, we are gathered here to get through this thing called life, and I lost it. I just started crying. That was my wedding. Our Reverend came out and he started off our wedding like that, Dearly Beloved, we are gathered here today to get through this thing called life. And everybody laughed and just thought it was so cool. And I guess now we got to get through life without Prince. We're going to give you a chance to get that money, and then we are going to be playing a soft and wet mix for you. That's coming up at 2 o'clock as we continue to pay tribute to Prince on KBLX.